What's going on, everybody? JT here, coming at you with another episode of Pokemon Go, and today is the beginning of the Season of Light, which means we have a Cosmic Companion special research to complete. I've already done the first two steps, which was to do, I think, 10 curveball throws, and the other one was to catch a certain amount of Pokemon, but now we have to catch 15 Psychic types, and apparently, according to a lot of people, they're hard to come by, but for some reason, this place was actually a lot better. There's only one here, but there was one right over there, and I could swear I saw one over there, but let's catch this Muna just so we can get that done with. Sadly, this one isn't shiny, but yeah, hopefully we'll find enough of them in time. I am going to be a little busier today. I can't spend the entire day hunting like I normally would, so I'm sure we'll get through this part of the quest, but we might have to take a little longer for the rest of it. There's the other Muna, and the third one despawned. It was literally right there. Oh well. I did a little mini lap of the lake just for a Natu to spawn exactly where I was, so let's see if we can find it real quick, but he should be right over here. Ah, there it is. Perfect. As long as we catch this, this will be Psychic number 10. They're not as uncommon as I thought they'd be. Like, a lot of people were telling me that they were really hard to find, but literally alone in this lake, I've seen 5 Munas like in a row. I don't know if they're maybe trying to increase them in parks or something like that. I'm not too sure, but there we go. This one's caught. Pretty cool. Let's just look on the nearby if there's anything else. And also, I've seen a lot of Fearos and also Fletchinders. That's something kind of new that I've noticed, but let's look on the nearby. Yeah, no Psychics. There's something I want to talk about real quick, and that's the eggs. As you can see, we have a few of them incubating, but they've got decent stuff in them, just so you guys know what's in them. The 2-kilometer eggs have all of these Pokemon, which is actually kind of cool that Cleffa's coming back. Cleffa has actually been a Pokemon that's been gone for a little while, so good luck to you guys. Hopefully you get that shiny. And the only things in here with boosted shiny rates are the Pichu and the Cleffa. Everything else should be at full odds, and there's also some stuff in here that can't be shiny at all. And for 5-kilometer eggs, we actually have some pretty good stuff in here. For one, they brought back Tyro, so if you miss shiny Tyro, good luck. It's in the easiest to hatch spot, so hopefully you get it. Also, there's Togepi, there's Elekid, and Magby, all with increased shiny rates, so hopefully you get those. And then in the 2-hatch tier, or the slightly harder hatch tier, there's some pretty decent stuff in there. Bronzor is the only thing that has a boosted shiny odd on it, but all in all, I'd say 5-kilometer eggs aren't that bad. And as for 10-kilometer eggs, we have these Pokemon. The easiest tier has Tirtuga, Archon, Mienfoo, and Rockruff. Pretty decent. The Rockruff is the only thing with increased shiny odds. I do believe Tirtuga and Archon are full odds, but nonetheless, them being in the easiest to hatch tier is pretty cool. In the middle tier, we have Axew, Esper, and Noibat. The Axew and Esper are increased shiny odd Pokemon. Unfortunately, Noibat can't be shiny yet, but still cool that it's in there. And in the final tier, we have Riolu, Gumi, and Jangmo-o. The only thing that can be shiny in there is Riolu, but it does have increased shiny odds. The other two can't, but they're also really good. So yeah, out of every single one of these eggs, I'd say that 2s aren't that amazing, 5s are actually pretty darn good in my opinion, and 10s are pretty good. They have decent potential in them. So yeah, this seems like a good time to hatch eggs. They called the fire department. You know why? Because we found a shiny Yungoos. Totally down. 549 CP. Probably not going to be amazing, but in the end of the day, I don't believe that this Pokemon is useful for anything, even when it evolved into Gumshoes, unfortunately. But still a good shiny. I actually really do like the purple hairdo on it. It's very different. Now let's take a look at this thing. Are you good? No, not even a little bit. But our first shiny of the new season. That's cool. We are now 2 Psychic catches away from being done with this step of the quest, but as you can see around me, there is not a lot of Psychic types. I am being invited to raids, and I do appreciate it, but I kind of don't want to spend money on raids right now. You know, I'm trying to save for things that I'd rather do, but I do appreciate every single one of you that have been sending raids. I'll do some Deoxys raids later on, yada yada. But I definitely want to talk about these real quick, and I'm sure a lot of people will be, but these boxes are not that great. The Great Box is admittedly a little bit better just because I like hatching stuff and you know, trying to use instances, but the Ultra Box is pretty lackluster if we look at it. For starters, it's $1,900. They've increased the price, and you only get 2 premium battle passes and 2 remote raid passes. The 10 incubators is cool and all if you like hatching eggs, you know, and the 5 normal incubators. Like, this is an okay box, but if you're a raider, there's no reason to buy this box. It is not worth it at all. I really hope that they go back to the old thing of having an Ultra and Adventure box, because some people prefer to do one or the other. Not everybody likes to do everything, and honestly, I think this was just a bad move on their part, but please let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Do you think this box is actually pretty good, or do you wish it would go back to normal? Well, this is a big spawn. Look at this, a wild Staraptor. I think this is the first ever wild Staraptor I've ever seen, outside of Community Day, of course. And the incense brings in the very final don't do that to me game. Come on, this is the last Psychic type I need. There we go. Not a shiny Woobat, but I don't care. I just need to catch this thing. Luckily, it's a low level, so more than likely we're gonna get it. Boom. Wow, really? I thought that would have been at least been a great. Whatever. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Last Psychic type we needed. That came in clutch. And also, thank goodness for this shady parking garage that weirdly has air conditioning. Fantastic. All right, well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're done with these. Let's claim them. But before we claim the special research, I guess we're gonna hatch these 4 or 5 kilometer eggs from the Season of Light. So, could get a shiny Tyrogue, which would be neat. Number 1 is a Tyrogue. There you go. Proves that they're in there, even though I showed you earlier. 2, Magby. Again, another Pokemon with increased shiny rates. Number 3, Miltank. Not quite increased shiny rates, but still cool to see it. And number 4 is another Magby. No shinies from that, but nonetheless, I mean, seriously, those were not bad hatches at all. Now let's claim that research. We're gonna get ourselves some raspberries. Looks like we're gonna get some pineapples as well. I don't think this is a psychic type, but for those of you that haven't completed it yet, let's just take a look at it. What is it? It's a Staryu. Unfortunately, it's not psychic in the base form, it's just pure water, but when it evolves, it is a water and psychic type, but still, nonetheless, would have been nice if it was psychic to help you get through the quest. And now it's time to get our Cosmog, apparently, from this. I'm really excited about it. I know I called it Nebby in one of my videos, but that's because that's the nickname it was given in the anime, and technically in the Sun and Moon games, so I'm excited to see it. So here it is. Boom, there it is. And what's the CP? 174, okay. This is not the floor, but this is not the hundo either. If you have a 185, that is a 100%. Good luck. There's a few people that have gotten it, and I would imagine that to be probably one of the more insane ones out there, but it's still cool to see it though. I'm really happy that we finally got our Cosmog, and I'm gonna catch it in a Pokeball. You know, there's no reason to waste a Ultra Ball or anything like that, so let's try to hit it with a good throw though. Come on, boom, great curveball, there we go. Hopefully it has decent IVs. Again, this thing is not useful in the slightest. You'll see in a second, like, the moves and everything and, like, the max CP it can get. It's not good at all, but nonetheless, there we go. We have Cosmog, and it is now registered to our decks. It's a cute Pokemon. I really like the look of it. It really looks really nice. But let's see what the IVs are. You are, all right, a 13, 11, 15. Could have been far worse, so to be honest with you, I'm okay with that. And apparently we can't trade these or lucky trade these, which is kind of sad. I'd like to try to get a better one. And the only moves it has is Splash and Struggle. If I try to use a Charge TM or Fast TM, it doesn't work. This thing is really, really useless. And also, just for fun, let's take a look at the, max CP is 461. This is, This is more just like a Pokemon for the Dex than anything else. Now, this Pokemon does have an evolution called Cosmoem that will come probably later on, to be honest with you. Like, as you can see, you can't actually do it right now, but I definitely think it's going to happen sometime in the future later on with this special research. So for now, enjoy having your little Cosmogs, but in the future, we might be able to actually evolve these things. Now on to page 2, we have to give your buddy 3 treats, earn 10 buddies while walking with your buddy, and we have to catch 15 Psychic type Pokemon. Not hard at all, minus the Psychic types, that's kind of rough. Also though, I need this. Not shiny, unfortunately. I decided to make Cosmog my buddy for a little bit, but unfortunately getting candies with this thing is the same as a legendary. This is technically an Ultra Beast legendary because this thing does evolve into Lunala or Solgaleo in the future. So for right now, I think I'm gonna switch out to Rama and the Magikarp, but I did want to have him walking around us real quick just because, you know, it's kind of a cute Pokemon to have around. Plus we've never seen this before, so it's pretty neat, but we're not gonna be walking with this thing. And much better, we have Rama the Magikarp with us, who is actually getting very close to being best buddies right now. The funny thing about this Magikarp is there's nothing overly special in terms of IVs about this guy. We just caught him in the ramen shop, and I just love him. He's like a small unofficial mascot of the channel, but he's getting very close to being best buddies. Now let's get out there, get those candies, and catch those Psychic types. For some reason, the Psychic types are being a little bit more elusive, but did get a green snake, so I guess that's kind of cool, right? Totally down. I don't know why, Ekans really liked me. When the event like first came out, when this shiny was released, I had gotten one almost immediately off the incense, so it's kind of fun to see it again. I do love it, and also I really hope that Jesse and James come back to the balloons for a little bit, because I never got the shiny Shadow, well, coughing, period. I did get one Ekans, but I want to finish it to get the Arbok, and I can't do that right now, but let's just take a look at this thing. Yeah, it's not really great, just like the other shiny we got today, but nonetheless, still cool. I do like the shiny, so I'm down to find it. And now page 2 is complete, and we have 3 encounters. Let's do the middle one for fun. Let's see what this one turns into. It is a Staryu. Okay, well, looks like we get another one of these. That's kind of an interesting thing. I wonder why. I mean, technically Staryu in the lore is supposed to be like an alien from space, or at least that's like the rumor in the lore of Pokemon, so I guess kind of makes sense with all this space theme going on. Let's do the bottom one next, see what we get from this one. It is a Muna, very cool, or Muna, I don't know how you guys pronounce it. There's a lot of controversy on that one. It doesn't matter, it wasn't shiny. And the very last one, what are you? A Woobat. Oh, we've been seeing a lot of these out and about, so that's nice. Now let's claim these final rewards. No encounter, but we do get a Poffin, which is great, and some Stardust, and of course some XP. And now we're gonna move on to page 3 after the alien is done talking. I'm sure it's fascinating, whatever it has to say. And now we have to earn 15 hearts with your buddy, which is actually pretty simple. Send 10 gifts and catch 20 different species of Pokemon. So, no more catching purely psychic types. I guess that's good, even though there was a not to right here. But yeah, let's just take care of all of that real fast.
A few moments later.
Page 3 is now done. Let's see what we get. For starters, we're just gonna get the Pokeballs out of the way. And let's do the middle one again. Is it another Staryu? It is. Again, fits kind of the lore, but would have been nice to see some different stuff in here. And the top one, what are you? A Ralts. I mean, good for a Mega. Hopefully you guys get the shiny. Also, 220 is good, I think. I think that's good, or maybe that was only good for if it was a Shadow Pokemon. We'll see in a second. 220, are you a good IV? Never mind, definitely not. And here comes the final rewards. We get 5 Pineapple Berries, about to say 3 for some reason, Stardust, and of course we get our XP. And now, we can't do anything. The professor's gonna hold up. So I don't remember when exactly this was supposed to like continue on, but we have a little bit to go, and it looks like we're gonna be getting ourselves some Cosmog candies and such once it's ready to go. So yeah, pretty exciting that we got to finish it so quickly. And who knows what else we're gonna get in this. We might get some cool stuff. Today's positive comment shout-out's gonna go to Anthony. Nothing like coming home from my first day of school and watching some JT. Well, thank you, man. I'm glad you enjoyed the content so much, and I hope your first day of school went well. Don't forget to smash the like button for me, show me some love, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell icon so you know when I upload. Links for Patreon and merch are in the description box below. But with that being said, this is the end of the video. I'll see you in the next one.